Avera Health Group says one of the core beliefs of its mission is to provide quality care to its patients and bring that care to their communities.
They do that through outreach programs like one that's now available to residents in Sioux City. Jake Iverson has more on the expansion and its impact on both patients and providers in our area. That's tonight's Health Beat 4.
Northwest Iowa has always held a special place in Bernie Adama's heart, even if that heart has been put through the ringer.
Most people don't make it through an aortic dissection,
let alone a second open heart surgery. But after seeing 7 different cardiologists in 7 years, Bernie found and made an appointment with Christopher Stanton.
the level of heart repair is beyond anyone's scope at this point. So he's going to monitor it to make sure nothing goes worse than it has.
In somebody with the problems that he's had, he's at real risk for development of heart failure, which can be progressive. And he can end up in and out of the hospital and very sick. But with proper coordinated regular follow-up, we can adjust medications and do everything we can to keep him comfortable and living a good life at home.
Home being the key word. Patients and stories like Bernie's are the driving force behind expanding cardiac outreach efforts, specifically in the greater Sioux City region.
It started out with once a week, twice a week, just to kind of build up our services. They wanted to know exactly what our need was and how they could match it, and it's been a partnership that's been growing since the beginning.
Bernie's not alone. There's a lot of people who need help and aren't receiving it, and we're fortunate to be able to do outreach to different areas so that patients can get the care they need.
This means follow-up appointments, diagnostic testing, and consultations can be done locally. Now, outreach not only helps keep patients closer to their homes, it can help address challenges for the practice as well.
We have a hard time recruiting a specialty service to our area because of the size of our needs, and it's nice to be able to partnership with another group and remain independent and bring cardiology services to this town.
As for Bernie, he's feeling good that his heart led him to the right place.
From what I've experienced with Avera, it's been a much higher level of quality. It's going to be a great asset, I think, to people in Siouxland.
In addition to outreach programs, the Avera Heart Hospital has expanded its Planet Heart locations to partner facilities in Northwest Iowa. These vascular screenings help to determine cardiovascular risk, helping screen nearly 5,000 people every year. We have a link to find a location near you. It's inside this story at ktiv.com.